Good evening and welcome, Tando viewers. Welcome to another edition of Closer Perspective, hosted by yours truly, Sapi Bachi. And tonight, I have another amazing Zambian female entrepreneur. I am seriously on a crush right now. The Zambian businesswomen and entrepreneurs are really, really killing it. And tonight, my guest is Rhoslynne Chomba. Hi, Rhoslynne, and welcome to Closer Perspective.
Hi, Sapi. Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure. Rhoslynne Chomba is a lingerie designer. Her brand Arabella is known for bespoke bridal lingerie and boudoir pieces, and she established her brand in 2020 and is very much focused on a niche clientele. She was trained by Kunza of Kunza Corisotorium, a luxury lingerie brand in London, and she holds a lingerie and swimwear design qualification from UAL in the London College of Fashion. Rhoslynne is a true believer in romance and believes in bringing her clients' dreams to life. She believes that both small and big events should be romantic and memorable, from your wedding day to your everyday sleep routine, because these moments create joy. So I'm really excited to unpack your journey and to find out a lot more about Arabella handmade luxury lingerie and sleepwear. So my first question to kick off our discussion is, why lingerie?
My lingerie. I've always loved lingerie. Um, I think there was one day I just stumbled upon lingerie and I just fell in love. And I guess I'd say I'd never looked back. I just love the feel of it, how intimate it is, the whole just intimate feel about lingerie, its meaning. It just kind of sucked me in, and it's been a love affair since.
Did you know growing up that you always wanted to be in fashion? Before you even then focused in fashion into the lingerie space? Were you always into fashion and kind of knew deep down that this was a space you would want to grow into?
Yes, I think as far as I can remember, as far as when I was 13 years old, I wanted to be a fashion designer. Back then, I'd draw little, fashion figures in dresses and stuff like that. But I think I kind of lost that along the way and focused on other things. But eventually, I suppose if it's in you, it always kind of finds you and
Yeah,
brings you back. So yeah, fashion has always been something that I've wanted to do.
and you found your way back to your true love. Hey, you being the romantic. So, what inspired the choice of where you went to study? I don't want to mispronunciate the school that you went to because it's a luxury lingerie brand in London. But why did you end up actually studying in London?
This whole happened after I had opened my lingerie store, and it became very intriguing for me to how is it made, So I started to do my research, and because my I import my stock for my store from London, and I thought I could combine the two. Um, so I started doing some research to see what London had to offer, and also it being London is really a very good place to study fashion or anything fashion related. So I thought a good place, and I did my research and stumbled upon London College of Fashion, and I did further research, and I found Kunza, who was very gracious enough to do one-on-one
Oh,
that's with me. Yeah.
nice, very nice. So you'd already established a retail outlet in Lusaka and you were doing buying and selling
Yeah.
in London and discovered there's this school. A lot of people kind of don't pursue their dreams because they always think, I don't have capital. How did you raise your capital? Was it because usually it's at the very beginning you've got friends and family that kind of pitch in, but how did you actually start? What capital did you use to start your retail business? And then also, how did you fund your schooling? Was it parents? Was it you?
It was mostly, I'd say, friends and family, and then I had just I got a payout from the job that I had at the time when I was switching to be an entrepreneur. So I used some of that money to start my store, and also after I started the selling and buying as well, raised some money from friends as well and family to pay for my course.
Oh, nice, very nice, very nice. And Arabella is it's a unique name. So what inspired the brand name? You being the romantic person, is there some great love story around the name Arabella? How did you come to name your brand that, and what does it mean?
There is a love story behind it. I have a dog. Her name is Arabella, so
Okay.
named my brand after my dog.
Do your
And
clients
so,
know this?
my friends are like, I cannot believe you named your brand after your dog, really. And I'm a dog person, and I
Right.
at the time when I was opening my store and eventually setting up my brand, I had just gotten her when she was a puppy, and I named her, and I loved the name so much. Her name was initially Aria, and eventually, out of affection, I added Bella to it. So
Oh,
eventually, it just became Aribella, and I thought it's
oh.
such a cute name. I think this is going to be my brand name.
It is a cute name. It's very lovely. And there is a love story behind it. You said you're an animal lover and you've got a strong bond with your pet, and no shame in that, no shame in that at all. In your journey of building the brand, what has surprised you the most from the response from the marketplace?
I'd say what has surprised me the most is that I didn't expect to get the business that I've gotten from word of mouth. I think coming from a background where I was doing buying and selling, I thought I would probably have to do sponsored ads or the normal marketing that I was used to with my retail outlet. But it surprised me that my brand has gotten so much traction just by word of mouth. And I've kind of had to automatically, my brand has had brought in the clients that I was hoping for through word of mouth. So one client will bring um, two more clients that they'll share my brand with their friends, family, and it's grown like that. It's something that I didn't expect.
Nice, very nice. So, and do you think that in the fact that it hasn't grown really predominantly from, I want to call it mass media, although you mentioned social media specifically, but the fact that it is quite a bespoke market, and it's a very it's an intimate brand. I mean, lingerie and sleepwear, extremely intimate, that the word of mouth and probably a niche sort of channel is what has led to its growth rather than mass market. And I noticed that you are on Instagram as one of as your, I think, chosen platform for this for your personal brand. What drove the choice to Instagram?
I think what drove me to Instagram was based off of the experience that I had with my retail store. I had both. I have both Facebook and Instagram pages, but uh, I found eventually that my audience with the, I'd say, the pricing that I had gone for my retail outlet, and the audience that I was getting from Facebook wasn't what I would say was my ideal market. And I got favorable feedback from Instagram. So when I was setting up Aribella, I kind of dropped out Facebook because I knew that my clients wouldn't be coming from there based off of the feedback that I'd gotten from my retail store. So, and it being visual, it being a niche market, and the experience from my retail store, I intentionally opened Instagram only for this brand.
And okay, all right, that's fine. We were having a discussion earlier, and you mentioned that, like, when you initially started, there was like a mixed reaction from the market. Can you just maybe share with our audience how you took like the negative comments, how they helped you in terms of your journey with Arabella? Because I found that so insightful.
Well, yeah. So when I started, I was getting, I got, negative feedback in regards to pricing, in regards to, people would, obviously people that were not comfortable with the pricing that I was asking for, for the value of what I think my work is worth. So, I think sometimes certain comments, certain feedback, it has the potential to kind of draw you back and think, oh, maybe I'm doing something wrong, and maybe I should change, shift, maybe follow what these people are saying. But I think for me, I kind of you know thought about it. I thought, this is what my work is worth. It might not be that I'm reaching out to the right audience. This might not be my market, but I just kept at it, and I didn't want to let what people were saying determine what the worth of my product was, or what of my work was. So I took what they said, and I think what I did, instead of adjusting to what people thought my brand is worth, I adjusted to I kept at it and thought, I would find my market, I would find my right clientele, and it worked out. I focused on my work, and I'd say the right clients have come.
I really like that. Two reasons. Actually, one I didn't pick up when we spoke earlier, but one is the fact that when you're in the creative economy, um, finding your right price point is a challenge. And oftentimes when there's pushback because of what you are developing, I love the fact that you said you did not choose to adjust your price because you understood the worth of what it is that you are offering and what your brand is. So you kept it where you felt and believed, not even felt, but believed that I know what I'm doing and my brand is worth X. So you didn't alter on that, but you used the let me say the feedback from the market to clarify your vision and to shape, like to refocus, not to refocus, but to focus even more in terms of your product. And I think that's to be applauded, because I think definitely being in the creative space myself, I understand that people, especially in our markets that are developing, it's hard to get someone who appreciates the value of a creative product. And
Yes.
therefore, what we tend to do as creatives is, okay, no, I'm gonna discount the value of my content. I'm gonna discount the value of my product because I want to get this.
Yes.
But so kudos to you
So,
for
so
sticking.
to kind of discount the price because you want people to know about your brand, people to say good things about your brand. So it's very easy to, and I won't lie, there were times when I would eventually say, oh, okay, I'll reduce the price. But eventually, when you look at the amount of work that you're putting in, the amount of skill that you're putting in to create something beautiful, and what people are willing, or that person is willing to pay for it, it kind of is, you feel it's I don't know how I can put it, but it feels like I'm not really appreciating the amount of work that I've put into this. This is not how much it's worth. So eventually you just have to realize that this is how much my work is worth, and eventually I will find somebody that will appreciate and is willing to pay for it.
100%. Absolutely. I love that. So, what are, you're building a luxury brand. We've just talked about pricing now, and you've said, I've broken through and I have my clientele, people that appreciate. Besides pricing, what are some of the other challenges that you have faced, especially swimwear, lingerie, intimate wear? What are some of the challenges that you have faced in actually um, breaking through in this specific market?
I think some of the challenges basically have to do with a steady supply of materials that you need for your work, or to put out good work. Readily available supplies, fabrics, laces, accessories, just different types. Being a very small industry here in Zambia, it's very difficult to get everything that you need for my work. So I've had to mostly rely on outside sources like the UK or China to get some of materials that I need to make my lingerie and sleepwear.
Okay, all right. So, so we've got pricing, which obviously probably has something also to do with where you're procuring your inputs, as well, because they're not readily available locally. How, the fact that we sit in quite a conservative culture, what are some of the perceptions that you are having to break down, when it comes to intimate wear?
Oh man, this one has been quite a challenge because when I was setting up Aribella, for me, um, I I focused on romance, and that's not just romance with another person, but romance with yourself as a person. And I found one of the things that I found in our culture, or just generally in terms of how lingerie is perceived, even in the media, is that it's so much sexualized. So people are not ready, they're not ready to just discuss lingerie. It's something that has to be whispered, or it's heavily got connotations of sex to it. So for me, that's been a challenge to show people that lingerie isn't just about sex. It's about confidence. It's about you as a person. It's about bringing something romantic into your everyday routine. When you're going to bed, you get out of the shower and you put on your nice silk PJs, or you put on your silk robe in the morning as you sip your coffee. It's just simple acts of romance that are there for you to bring you joy. And for me, that's what my brand is all about. It's about you. It focuses in on you as a person. Even when it comes to bridal lingerie, uh, boudoir pieces, different types, it's just, it's about you. It's about bringing that romance into it. It's about, you take this corset, for example, or this bridal piece that you had made, and you take pictures. Not that those pictures are going to be for public consumption, but those are going to be yours. Those are your personal, intimate moments that you will look back years later and think, this was such a good day. This was such a beautiful moment. So for me, that's what it's been about. It's been about trying to bring this out, trying to dispel this this sexual connotation to lingerie. That's what's been about my brand for me.
And what are the tactics that you've employed? How are you breaking down or working to shift that narrative?
Well, I think I've started, I really started when I saw this mostly is when I opened my retail store. So I've taken that opportunity every time a customer would come in and I'm there, and we would probably suggest, oh, why don't you get this piece? And they would think, oh, no, that's just too sexy. Who am I going to wear that for? You know, things like that. So I take that opportunity to say, you know, you're going to wear it for yourself, for you. It's not about anybody else. It's about you. How you feel when you put on a nice lace bra and nobody sees you, but you have that extra confidence knowing that you're wearing this well-fitted bra inside of your dress. It gives you that extra confidence during the day, and it's about you. So I take that opportunity when I'm interacting with friends, with family, with different strangers who walk into our store, you know, even with customers who come in. It's all about that. And for me, I love that that I get that interaction because I get to learn a lot from my clients, and I'm also happy that I get to share, you know, a few things with them as well.
Nice, very nice. So you're doing it one person at a time. That's really awesome. So what is Aribella in 5 years' time? What is your big vision for your brand? Just as we start to wind up the conversation, what is your big vision for Arabella?
Uh, I think we where I see my brand is to just I'm focusing still onto niche of bespoke bridal wear, but I would also like to see myself I'm working towards a bridal space where it's not just about lingerie, but it's also about different offerings in the bridal space, dresses that bespoke dresses in line with what the Arabella brand is about.
Nice. Are you going to come to Zimbabwe? Are you going to go to Malawi? Are you thinking of taking you across Africa? Or you're just going to be selfish and just service Zambia?
Oh, definitely. Would definitely love to come to Zim, come go to Malawi, Botswana, you know, everywhere. I'd love to. It's something that I'm very much willing to share with everybody across Africa, if I can. And yeah, I look forward to the opportunities.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that you are centering everything really around romance, around joy. I mean, a woman's wedding day is, people dream of their wedding day from the time they're like 6 or 7 and, the Barbie doll and everything. So that you are expanding your brand just into that space. It shows that you've taken the 2 or 3 years that you've been building your brand to really still hone in your vision, and to kind of say, this is the space that I want to be in. Romance and joy is what my brand is about. And I think that clarity of vision is so important because as far as you can see, that's where you're going to go. And just in closing, Arabella, so I'm calling you Arabella. Just in closing, Rhoslynne, because it's such a pretty name. In
Thank you.
closing, um, you needed some push to get you to actually believe in yourself and to start. What advice or what one key piece of wisdom would you share with our audience, who also perhaps have a dream, have a skill, a creative skill, or just a vision to start something, or to explore dreams that they have? How do you get them to start?
My advice would be, as a creative, we tend to be in our heads a lot, and that's you tend to be your biggest critic. So you overanalyze your work, and you're looking for this perfection. What you've seen in your head, you want that to be exactly the way it should be when you make it. So you over criticize, you undo it, you redo it. You know, my advice would be, get out of your head and just start working on something, and keep keep working at it, keep improving your skill, keep getting books that allow you to improve your skill, materials that allow you to improve your skill. Just keep improving. Eventually, you will get to a point where you start to see your work as you envisioned it. Don't be overcritical. You'll be so surprised that sometimes you over criticize your work and you'll be, oh, this didn't come out great. And a client will come in and they'll be excited. This, I never expected this. This, oh my word, this is just as good as X brand or that brand. And you'll be so surprised. In the meantime, you were back there criticizing and thinking, oh my word, I don't think I did a great job. So just go out there, put out what's in you, start working at it, and every opportunity you get with every piece that you put out, make sure that you keep improving your skill.
That is so nice. Don't seek perfection. Get out of your head, hone your skill, and get out there. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Absolutely brilliant. Rhoslynne, thank you so much for your time. I know we had a few tech issues before, so I thank you for your patience. And I absolutely loved your story and just your calmness and clarity, I think has really, it's helped me a lot and I've been inspired. And I know that it's also helped our audience. So I really want to say thank you so much. And we are watching the space. When next I am in Lusaka, I am definitely coming to give myself a piece from Arabella. Definitely, definitely, definitely.
Definitely looking forward to seeing you in Lusaka. And thank you so much for having me on your show and giving me an opportunity to share my story and tell people out there about my brand.
Absolutely. Africa, it's been a pleasure to be with you this evening. Take care until next time. Make sure that you're staying safe. Have a good evening. Bye.